How's it going, everyone? I'm Al. Today, it's a best of 3 series. It's a little bit of an older series. It was actually played during IEM Katowice, but I've got a good reason for picking this one up. First of all, I haven't actually done all of the games that I wanted to cast in that tournament because, you know, there were so many good ones. But the main reason is this player, this Protoss player over here, is a player that I loved casting, and I actually had to go look and see when his last game was, and actually the last time he played was at IEM Katowice. But anyway, let me talk more about that soon. First of all, we have our red Protoss player at the bottom left section of Royal Blood. It's Neeb from the United States of America. His opponent, he's the world champion from China. It's Oliviera. So we know by now, all spoilers out the window, Oliviera, he goes on to win this one. But this one was played during the group stages of that tournament. And yeah, I went looking. I was looking on Eligulac, I was looking on Liquidpedia. Like, I couldn't find anything from Neeb anymore. So I know he was talking a lot about retiring. And then he had a bunch of tournaments like Home Story Cup and, I mean, Katowice didn't do too badly. But he had a couple where it was like, he was showing that, you know, he's still got a lot of class. So I'm a little bit confused. It could just be that maybe he really has retired. Maybe he's just waiting for the next big tournament. I don't actually know. So I'll actually try to follow up with that because it'll be a little bit sad if he does. You know, when I look at the players from the States that I really like, I mean, first of all, obviously, is Neeb. And then you've got Estrella, another Protoss player, absolute monster. I love watching his games. And then when you expand that region, obviously you've got Scarlet from Canada, whose gameplay I absolutely love. I think she's a fantastic Zerg player. And then Special, really the other big outstanding name from Mexico, who he's been playing some really fun games. I'm going to try and get a hold of a bunch of his games because he's been playing some exceptional StarCraft lately. Anyway, that is neither here or there. This is the game we need to focus on. And Neeb, he's proxying a Stargate in about as obvious a place as you can put it. Oliviera has been looking around, but he's not really able to find it. So this could be an interesting little thing. I'm assuming it's going to be an Oracle coming out of there. Oliviera seems to have gone for his 1-1-1, with the third base going to be probably after the Starport finishes. The Adept comes in just to run a little bit of interference. At the same time, Reaper is dealt with here in the natural of Neeb. We do see an Oracle getting chronoed out, and yeah, Oliviera's got 2 Marines. One Oracle can take, he's got 4 Marines. Never mind, I didn't see the other 2. The Cyclone is actually, no, I think Oliviera's going to be fine. I think if he went for a little bit of a greedier opener, he might have been in a little bit of trouble, but I actually think he's going to be able to defend this fine. He's getting Cyclones. Ooh, the Adept causing a nice little bit of interference there, making a distraction. But it's going to come in. Nice. Oliviera tries to get a little bit of a repair going there. Unfortunately, still losing the FCV. Ooh, Mule. Yeah, the Mule was almost timed out, so not the biggest deal. But a little bit of damage there. I mean, this is not too bad. You know, that is bad. That is pretty bad. I was going to say having the Stargate over here is not the worst thing. Because generally, unless you're planning on going Phoenixes, you only make a couple of Oracles, then you move into your Robo units. And yeah, so it doesn't really matter too much if you lose it. At this stage, Neeb's got his third going, but no additional tech structures just yet. Shield battery coming up over there. Oliviera is going to start moving across with his army. A couple of Cyclones and a bunch of Marines. Not too bad. Finally we see the Robo starting up. We've got tanks coming up behind us. Still no third CC. Got another barrack, so I think this is going to be a solid 2-base timing from Oliviera. Ooh, I love the Liberator. Liberator's going to make it very tricky. They are absolutely powerful units, especially in these low numbers. Yeah, look at it. Between the Cyclones and the Liberator, they even killing those Stalkers through the super battery. This gateway is going to be in trouble. The Robo is still not finished. A couple of Stalkers come here from behind, try to get that Liberator. Nice little move. But I think Neeb is in a little bit of trouble in this game, number one. Goodbye, worker. Goodbye, another worker. These Stalkers. Eventually the Cyclone is going to chase down that Stalker. Just cutting off this section so that Neeb's army cannot... he's going to try sandwich at this point. But yeah, these ones are a little bit useless because they can't really go into the range of that Liberator. Finally, Neeb's going to be able to break it with these last couple of Stalkers. So he's going to chase them away. These 3 Marines in the tank are like, I'm out of here. But yeah, overall, pretty decent engagement there from Oliviera. He's going to try get a little bit more done with the Liberator. Sieging up in a decent position. Okay, he's going to unsiege as the Stalkers get rid of it. We're still not got a third CC behind this. More barracks is coming up. There's going to be more aggression from Oliviera. I think he's just going to keep going. Power out some more units. And then just try hit Neeb in the face until he wins. Now this is going to have a time limit because Neeb's got his third base fully saturated, well at least on the minerals. So if this game progresses too long, Neeb's going to be able to get very comfortable and get straight back into this. He's actually going for charge, and with these 2 gases not yet taken, he's going to be able to warp in a ton of zealots. Considering that he's getting 5 more gateways behind this, Neeb could have a powerful attack himself. Oliviera really needs to do something decisive really quickly. And by really quick, I mean really quickly. Because I assume after this is done, yeah, we're going to see Neeb moving across. It's getting the Robo Bay behind this, so we're probably going to be looking at Disruptors. Charge is not yet done, so the Zealots are still a little bit on the slow side. Yeah, there's still Grandpa Zealots just like hobbling along. Stimpack is only finishing now. Wow, at the 7-minute mark. That was a little bit delayed. But at the same time, we do have combat shields as well as +1 and the concussive shells, obviously. So, yeah, Oliviera actually going for single upgrades. Neeb's not going to go for super dedicated pressure. He's just going to move in this War Prism. See what he can get done. At the same time, the Terran army is starting to move out. That's a big army. And so far, I mean, there's 2 Immortals out. The Immortals are going to be nice. But here we go. Zealots are in the main base. They are starting to... Ooh, good pickup there by Neeb, getting those Zealots out of harm's way. We have 4 more Zealots going into the natural. At the same time, the Terran army is sieging up just outside the third base. Oliviera's third has now landed. Zealots in the main have been cleaned up. The ones in the natural are still around. So much is happening. 16 SCVs have gone down. Oliviera has to make this work or he's in serious trouble. I think he can. This is a dangerous army. The shield battery has been boosted, so that's going to help. A couple of SCVs in here helping. But, ooh, I don't know. I think Oliviera's army is running a little low. That being said, suddenly, yeah, Neeb's army just disappeared. Terran unit strong. I'm joking. Alright, let's jump into the next one. Jumping straight into game number 2. And yeah, Oliviera picks up a nice quick win for that first one. And, ooh, I thought the SCV was going to go across. Yeah, you know what? I want to quickly have a rant. Just a little bit of a rant. I'm assuming that everyone watching this video has played a lot of StarCraft, or you've been watching a lot of StarCraft. You really like this game, you enjoy the action, you enjoy watching it. Maybe you're new, in which case, awesome, welcome. StarCraft's a really great game. But that being said, you know what there's one thing I really dislike about StarCraft, and I think it should go away. Okay, and that is the race of Protoss. No, I'm just joking. It's when, for some reason, Blizzard has this thing where they update the game and literally nothing changes, but every replay breaks. Now for most people that's probably not a problem. But it just took me 2 minutes to go from game 1, maybe a little bit more, 3 minutes to go from game 1 to game 2. And I know what you're thinking, 3 minutes? That's really that's not so much. But you know what? There is so much you can do in 3 minutes. Don't take that out of context. Anyway, rant complete. Sorry, I just had to. There's a little bit of time to kill in this one. And yeah. So, second map is Dragon Scales. I am feeling a little bit like talking rubbish, so I'm doing that. And we'll see what Neeb can do to come back into this one. So I kind of like what Neeb has done here with this little SimCity that he's got. Kind of makes it hard for if Oliviera had to, for instance, land some Hellions over here with 4 medevacs and a Hellion. He can't just race them through into the mineral line. This is gonna make a nice little block. Ooh, another proxy pylon. What are we gonna do? Stargate again? Robo. Ooh, a little bit of a robo cheese. 4 out of 3. Thank you, Neeb. These Protosses, you know what? They work so well with you. I did it in my last cast of Showtime as well. So 4 out of 3. I pointed it out. Immediately Showtime fixes it. You know, such gentlemen these Protoss players are. I say that while Neeb is proxying a robo on the other side of the map. So, you know, gentlemanly in certain ways. Alright, so the natural is finishing up here for Oliviera. He's gone into his factory and a quick barracks behind this. So he's going for 2 racks and the single factory. We'll see if he goes for starport after that. I'm assuming it's more going to be a 3rd CC. Adept meet the Marines in the middle. Robo. Gateway. Is this another proxy immortal thing? I casted a game long ago of Neeb proxying immortals against Terran. It was glorious. So here he's doing it again. Now this is pretty strong. Immortals can take a lot of damage. That being said, Marines are pretty strong against immortals, but they're not upgraded yet. Oh, Oliviera actually just going for a nice and early stim pack, along with a lot of Marines all at once. Okay. Behind this, Neeb has been macroing up quite nicely. He's getting a bunch of gateways. He's waiting for his warp gate to finish, banking up his immortal so long. I love this. I love this build that Neeb does. It's not something that you see too often, and I think in the last game he tried it against Maru, and it didn't work. But that is Maru. Maru is like super strong defensively. You know, it's always a debate. If you think about the best players in the world, it's always a debate between Maru and Cyril. So yeah, here we go. 6 adepts, 2 immortals. Let's see what they can do. Warp Prism is next, because obviously juggling immortals is a really great thing. The SCVs are being pulled, and that's going to be a couple going down. The Marines are doing a good job though. That one immortal is a little bit low. Yeah, a couple of stalkers have been warped in here, so this is going to be a little bit of continued pressure from Neeb. 5 workers going down so far. Not too shabby. For 3 adepts, yeah, it's alright. That's alright. The Cyclone was also taken out. This tank is going to help a lot for the defense. Obviously, every hit that tank gets can be very dangerous. Oh, please drop the immortals on the tank. Oh, he's going to do something like that. He's dropping them close by. Here comes the workers once again. Yeah, and now the juggling begins. Okay, so the tank was taken out. 7 more workers. Neeb is putting himself in a very good position. The warp in can come nice and close to Oliviera's natural. And no more immortals behind this. I would actually like to see continued immortal pressure. But yeah, so a little bit of a soft contain here while the Warp Prism is going to kind of float around, see if it can get anything done. Oliviera is moving troops left and right. He has kind of anticipated this. Ooh, tank hits on that. Warp Prism takes a little bit of damage, but mostly on the shields. And yeah, I think Oliviera really needs... but he doesn't have many units. I was going to say he needs to send a medevac across with just a couple of units in, because literally there's no defenses in the Protoss base. No, but Neeb knows he shouldn't overstay his welcome. He's sending the Stalkers back. He's got the Immortals. That was some good work so far though, because I mean now Oliviera is behind. Picks off another tank. Nice. Here comes the Viking. Okay, this is where this War Prism is going to run for its life. Yeah. Third base should be coming up very soon. Charges on the way, and more upgrades coming up for Oliviera as well. So combat shields +1. This is the second game where he's not going for both upgrades at the same time, but rather single upgrades. Starport is also out, and we should see a third CC coming up relatively soon. Nice. Medevac tries to get something done, not able to. There's the third base, so a little bit of a later third base for Neeb. But yeah, he's definitely going to be in a good position, because at this stage, Oliviera is, you know, he's oversaturated on this base. There finally he's going to start with his third base at 7 minutes. So this game has really been completely thrown on its head. Ooh, Neeb trying to get this boosting just in time. There by Oliviera, getting that medevac out safely. It's only 4 Marines, but still, you do not want to lose those Marines in the medevac for free. Oh, slow zealots. Slow zealots are always painful to watch. Okay, so let's see if anything can happen. A big zealot warp in here. Yeah. Oliviera picks up, he knows he cannot go any further. So far, very Marine heavy. Oliviera is starting to get some more orders out now. Trying to get his concussive shells up as well. He does see the third base at the moment. There was a scan right now. So, you know, he knows he's up against it. His third base is a little bit delayed. And he actually can't land it here. So he's going to have to take his third here, which is generally the preferred position. But yeah, the third base for Neeb is starting to be saturated. So economically, he's going to be in a good position soon. At this stage, Oliviera obviously still has mules, which are pretty good. But now we see Templar coming in, so we're going to see a little bit of Archon. So it's, ooh, there's going to be Storm as well. I love the Storm. Storm obviously not very popular at the pro scene because ghosts exist. And on the ladder, if you play against Storm, I mean, Storm is so good on the ladder. I have died countless times to Storm, whether I'm playing as Terran or as Zerg. Yeah, I've taken terrible hits to the face when playing Storm, against Storm. The immediate counter comes up, the Ghost. Ghosts are amazing in this matchup. I mention it every time, but it doesn't stop being true. So we have a bunch of medevacs, a bunch of High Templar in the Warp Prison. Slow down, talk less quickly. Now that does help so that they cannot get EMP'd. Very good play. Hard to do if you don't have the APM of someone at a very high level like these guys, but yeah, very good way to keep them protected and keep their energy so that you've got those storms when you most need it. 3 ghosts on the way out. We don't have any yet, so these High Templar are definitely going to be useful. Spotter Marine does see the Protoss army moving around, so Oliviera's going to know that something is coming. Random stim there. Did he stim the entire army just to get that Marine to move across? Oliviera, that's a Gold League thing. Maybe I shouldn't say Gold League. Ooh. Okay, good splits there. Very good splits there by Oliviera. Doesn't take too much damage from the first storm. He has very few medevacs. He has 2 medevacs. That is not enough to heal this army. The energy is going to run out very quickly. Here we go once again. We're going to see the sneaky storm. Oh, that's a monster storm. That hit so hard. Reaction a little bit delayed there for Oliviera. He must have been looking away. I missed a little bit of the storm. I don't really want to rewind though, but that was a juicy one. Come on, give us another one, Neeb. You're doing so well with these. Nice. EMP there. I think there was an observer that he EMP'd. Okay, so now Oliviera's going to be pushing across. Is the Protoss... is he going to be pulling back? Yeah, he's going to try and intercept this. Okay, Zealots are charging in, but that's a much better position there for Oliviera. He's splitting up his units really nicely. He doesn't want to be hit by another big storm. Big chunk of the army is going in for the kill on the third base. Not going to be able to get it. The rest of the Terran army is going to reinforce. Nice juicy storm on that side. Archon's going to help a lot. They can tank quite a few hits, but they are very susceptible to the EMPs. Neeb really needs to defend this, but Oliviera's got himself in a decent position here. Yeah, his army's nice and spread out. He does not want to take too much damage from the storms. Nice. Trying to bait the army closer to the ghosts. I like that. Neeb sending a hallucinated Phoenix A just to see exactly what's going on. A little bit of mind games in this match. Both players trying to catch each other out. Big Zealot surround coming up here. But yeah, the Terran army is out of place. These Zealots are going to spring on top of this. They're going to get rid of the tank. And they're going to start getting a decent amount of kills on this retreating Terran army. The rest of the Protoss army is coming. Massive storm. That was a huge storm right in the middle of that army. A lot of the ghosts do go down. Protoss is pushing very hard, but under those Liberator zones it is very difficult. Good force fields there, making it hard for the Terran to chase. Oof. That was a very, very yummy storm. Colossus coming out behind this. I love the Colossus. That's going to give nice consistent splash damage, and there are not many Vikings out just yet. The Liberator, that's going to get picked off now. Watch that. Ooh, good blink. Good micro there. Neeb very much on top of his skills. Fourth base is going to be landed right now for Oliviera. But for Neeb, he's already got fourth and fifth on the way. So Neeb definitely in a very good position. He is up in supply, which is not something you normally see at this stage of the game. Pushing in once again to the third base. Storm goes down, not as big as the previous, but those Colossi having a great time. Not too many Stalkers to defend the Colossi, and they are starting to take damage from the Vikings. Stalker's going to move forward now. Those Colossi are putting in their work. There's a lot of Marauders left over right now, and a couple of Ghosts, so all of the Marines have been dealt with. Neeb's going to keep pushing forward. He's getting a Dark Templar, Dark Shrine behind this, as well as a couple of Disruptors. So he's really just getting himself into better positions. Watch the Widow Mine. Ooh, not paying attention for a split second there. Some very good engagements here. Oliviera really trying to keep his Vikings just a little bit using the Stalker and the Colossus area of effect damage to get rid of that mine. I love it. Poor Stalker, but good play. But yeah, both players really they're playing very well. Oliviera is microing his heart out to try to stay in this game. Watch out. Disruptor's gonna come in, probably get rid of the Widow Mine, hopefully. Once again, we see the Protoss pushing in here. Disruptor, can we get a nice big hit? Okay, nothing hit there. Everything is evaded very nicely. Good micro by Oliviera. But at this stage, we have a bunch of SCVs being fried. The Vikings are going to come a little bit forward. They come too far forward. Tanks are sieged up in a good position, though. That's going to make it pretty hard for Neeb to push into this area. He's going to have to retreat, find another angle. Maybe not. Maybe he's just going to carry on. Single worker goes down to that Disruptor. I was holding my breath there. Ooh, these Disruptors are out of position. They take the long way around, and they do get picked off by Oliviera, who is very much awake. Blink is coming up for the DTs, so we're going to see a little bit of harassment with the DTs at the same time. Both players rotating around now. The tanks are unsieged. Are we going to see Protoss go for a full engagement here? We do. A lot of Archons get hit by EMPs, which means they lose all their shields. Once their shields are gone, they do tend to pop, but the Colossi are putting in extra work. GG. Neeb comes back in game number 2. We are into our final map of the series. It is Grezvan. Yeah, Neeb coming nicely back there, and we have a 1-1. This has turned into quite the exciting series of games. I'm glad that I decided to cast this one. I love watching Neeb play. I think he's a very good Protoss player. Oliviera during this tournament obviously looked amazing. If you're wondering about how he's doing recently, a little bit shaky actually. He's been playing in the game as Without Borders kind of qualifiers, and he wasn't quite looking the same as at Katowice, which is a little bit of a shame. But that does tend to happen, you know. He had an amazing run during this tournament. It was one of those that really gives you chills. It was just, I didn't know much of him as a player before, but yeah, during this tournament, just this entire run and the players that he beat to get there, and then finally taking Maru in that finals. I would love to cast that finals, but it's a best of 7. It's going to take forever. But yeah, it was quite a thrilling run that he had in this tournament. We'll see if it was a one-time thing or how his form improves in upcoming tournaments. I'm really hoping to get my hands on some more of the replays. I'm going to try reach out and find out about that Gamers Without Borders tournament. See if I can get some there from there. At this stage, I still have a bunch that are... Two workers there kind of standing up. I still have a bunch of games that I can be casting from the Basilisk Big Brain Bouts. I've still got a couple from there. And I think I've still got a few replays from one of Wardy's leagues. I think it was the Winter, Wardy's Winter League. So I do still have a bunch of replays and a bunch of good games that I do want to cast. Ooh, Reaper actually gets a worker there. Does go down. Is that worth it? I don't quite think so. I don't like losing that Reaper for a single worker. Because now, yeah, Oliviera loses a lot of his scouting information. Okay, Stargate is done. What are we going to see? It's going to be an Oracle. Starport is on the way. Oliviera's really been favoring the 1-1-1 here. It's got a barracks, a depot, a bunker. Finally, we get to the actual name of the thing. He's playing it quite safe. He doesn't want to expand too early. He just wants to make sure that he's not going to die to any Protoss shenanigans in the early game. Tech Lab's going to switch over. Raven, I like. And a Tech Lab onto the factory. So we're going to see a couple of tanks coming out. And now we go into their Phoenixes. Okay, so Neeb is one of those players that does enjoy playing Phoenixes on the odd occasion. Definitely very good unit. They can get a lot done. Obviously jumping into mineral lines and stuff they're really awesome at. As well as picking off important targets like tanks and things like that. Oliviera now using his Hellion for a bit of scouting. He is seeing a lot. He's kind of keeping an eye. Just checking where the bases are at, how many Protoss is on. Yeah. Twilight Council, the next step of Neeb's plan. Honestly, I don't quite know who's going to take this one because both players really playing very nicely. We see the Forge on the way. Single Evo Engineering Bay. I can't get the names right today. Just pretend that I'm saying the right names of the right buildings. But yeah, once again, just single Engineering Bay for Oliviera. A lot of times Terrans like to take the double upgrades. But yeah, Oliviera favoring the attack upgrades over the defensive ones. Which is cool. I mean, Marines really do benefit from those attack upgrades. Now I'm curious, has Oliviera seen... He has not seen the Stargate and he also doesn't know about the Phoenixes. But his sixth sense is tingling. He's getting a couple of missile turrets up just to stay safe. Just to make sure that not too much damage gets taken on. 4 Phoenixes, and it seems like that's the point where Neeb is going to stop. He's going to start harassing a little bit with these. See what he can get done. I don't suspect too much. But yeah, we see Widow Mines also on the production tab. Oh, that one ducked sneakily into the refinery. Okay, 2 workers, not too bad. Third base up, running. All things are well on Neeb's side of the map. And this is the nice thing about the Phoenixes. They help defensively against Terran because they can shut down things like drops. But you can also use them aggressively to pick off workers here and there. And they can tank a missile shot or 2. And that's 4 more workers going down. Definitely not bad. He has resumed his Phoenix production, so he's going to keep making them. Neeb does see that this army is on the way and he's going to use these Phoenixes to be very annoying, picking off a bunch of units. He's going to force the Terran army to turn around. He's buying himself some time, giving himself more time to get a couple of warp bids. I would love to see him try that again. Go, do it again. Do it again. Pick up the same tank. Yeah, do it. Ooh, yeah, okay. Oliviera's on top of him this time. But, again, Almost catches that Phoenix. Again, forces the Terran army back. And yeah, that means that he doesn't even need to defend. If you're so busy being active on the other side of the map or harassing the army, you don't really have to worry about defending. Leave that to the guys like Showtime. Just be aggressive all the time. Which is nice and easily said, but it's... yeah, the APM's got a match. Phoenix is still flying around. Oh, gotta be careful. The entire Terran army is on this side. And once again, diving into the mineral line, getting 2 more workers. So how many have we seen gone down? 8 workers so far for a single probe. Neeb playing a very, very clean game over here. This army keeps getting tagged. That Oracle giving a lot of value. Jumping in once more. That's 4, 5. Ooh, okay, those Widow Mine hits are a little bit bad. Okay, he does eventually get rid of it, but yeah, that was 2 Phoenixes that fell there. Obviously, that's not great. Nice. But yeah. Liberators once again. So Oliviera liking the Liberators quite a bit. I mean, obviously Liberators are strong. Plus they did get a little bit of a buff. Very tiny, but definitely something. And second Robo as well as the Robotics Bay on the way for Neeb. So we're going to see Colossus. Probably going up to 3 before going into Disruptors. These Zealots, I would love to see these Zealots come in for a good flank as soon as those tanks think about setting up. That's a lot of Zealots coming in from both angles. This is a glorious engagement, sandwiching that Terran army straight in the middle. And at this stage, I don't think Oliviera's got nearly enough to deal with this. He's trying to pick up and leave. But yeah, look at the supply. Liberator's going to set up, and that's obviously very helpful. Ugh, a couple of big Widow Mine hits there. Yeah, Neeb, don't overextend. You really don't want to get caught there. A lot of the Phoenix are also going down. But yeah, once you can get a couple of Colossi out, this army is going to be very strong. Very heavy focus on the Zealots as well as the Colossus. He's once again not mining from 3 of his gases. Now he's starting to fill them in. Okay, so he does want to take up into higher tiered units. But yeah, just at that stage, that was just Zealots. I love that. I love the Zealot. Zealot's a fun unit. This one being brave, gonna pick up another worker. 12 SCVs falling, 37 Zealots. Zealots are a little bit expensive. They are 100 gas. 100 minerals. 100 gas, people, no one would make them. Yeah, this base is gonna be cancelled. Protoss army just trying to hold it on, but no, the cancel does come down. Zealot's gonna charge in. Once again, a little bit of a sandwich coming in. Liberator's going to be picked off. These Zealots doing some exceptional work once again, forcing Oliviera once again to pick up and move his army. Going to try reinforce this position once again, but the Protoss is just continuing to advance. GG. Neeb takes the series 2-1. I like what he did here this game with the mass Zealots. Very exciting series. I hope that you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun casting this. Great to see Neeb again, even though obviously it's not the most recent replay, but I do love watching him. I will try to keep you up to date with what's actually happened to Neeb and if he appears in another tournament. But yeah, if you enjoyed this series, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more StarCraft content, and I will see you in the next one.